Hi guys, so I'm going to just kind of give you a rundown of this week and then tell you about your project. So I think week one went as smooth as it could. Hopefully your stress levels have lessened. I know mine have. It's hard going into something not knowing what to expect. So I'm going to just kind of give you a rundown of this week and then tell you about your project. So I think week one went as smooth as it could. Hopefully your stress levels have lessened. I know mine have. It's hard going into something not knowing what to expect. So I think that you guys did a really good job at communicating with me. Just make sure whenever you email me or post on the discussion board, you be as specific as possible because you might understand what you're saying, but I don't. So just so that we're as efficient as possible. So if you say, where do I turn in the assignment? And that's all you say. I don't know what assignment you're talking about, and it could be a different answer depending on that. So make sure you're specific and things like that. I'm still going through and grading all of the discussion boards and all of the assignments, so just give a little bit of time on that. I'm working on it. And then just for your knowledge, the website is updating tonight. So think of it like an update on your phone when, I only know about iPhones, iOS, whatever they are, it just updates. So it will look different. I've already seen the update. I think it is very user friendly. So same website, same login. It will just look a little bit different. I'm actually going to screen record how to find some things on the app. So you'll go ahead and watch that. So I'm going to show you on my iPhone screen what you have to do. This applies to phones and even iPads or tablets. I would say that completing assignments on the computer is much easier to see everything, but I'll show you how to navigate best using the website on your phone. First, you're going to log in. This is your new screen, your new home page. You can scroll down to see the assignment section. These are all fake assignments. I'm just testing everything out before I assign something to you. You're going to go ahead and click on your assignment. When you open up your assignment, a list of your assignments will appear, and you'll click on the one you want to work on. When your assignment doesn't open when you first click it, that probably means you have pop-up blockers on. So you'll have to go to the Settings app, scroll down to Safari, go ahead and open that up, and then you'll want to look for pop-up blockers. You'll want to turn off that setting. Once you have it off, you can go back to your assignment and it should open up very nicely. If you have something other than an Apple product, you will do something equivalent. You need to find your pop-up blockers and probably turn them off. Assignments are just like last week, where you have a second attempt if you get it wrong. You hit the check button and it will tell you if you got it correct or not. And then you will need to submit your assignment. So you'll still click in the top right corner, and then a drop-down menu will appear and you will hit submit. Once submitted, it will take you back to your assignment page. There will no longer be that assignment there. It will then be in the submitted column and you'll see your grade. If you go back to your home page, I can show you where to find your ebook. It is all the way at the bottom. You'll hit ebook. It will open a new window and they'll give you an option for a Spanish version and an English version. I chose the English version. And then you'll be able to search the electronic version of your textbook. To go to our chapter, to make your life a little easier, I zoomed in. You hit contents, scroll down to chapter 10, which is where we are, and then just hit the arrows to go left and right. So to recap, it's the same website URL, same username, same password, same textbook. It's just a new and updated look. So we're excited for that. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to email me. So I will send out an email with all of the assignments listed like last week, as well as they're on the calendar and on the assignments section, and all of the links are there. So at the end of the week, you'll have a quiz over 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3. So you'll learn about that tomorrow. And then I'm going to introduce your project to you. So This is whether we're in school or whether we're not in school. I can't predict the future. I am currently staying away from the news because I don't need that anxiety in my life. The Lord has my future in His hands, and that's all I need to know. So Monday, May 11th, before midnight. So what the project is going to be, what it's going to look like, you either are going to make a PowerPoint or you can even make a video. I would love to see a video, but there's going to be 2 parts to the project, and I'll explain both. And just as a reminder, this is a test grade. It is the 3rd test grade of the quarter, so keep that in mind. So the first part, you're going to be looking for 5 circular objects. This does not mean you're looking for 5 spheres, so you don't have to do a ball. You can if you want to, but I don't want 5 of them. Circular objects would be like a cup. Most cups have a circular top, circular bottom. Obviously there are exceptions. I mean, I'm just looking at my dining room table. I've got a salt shaker, I've got a vase, I've got a mason jar, I've got a tub of Play-Doh. Okay, so you're finding 5 circular objects. So what you're going to do with those, if you're doing a PowerPoint, so you would make a slide, you would show me a picture of the circular object. So I would take a picture of this, and then I would take a picture specifically of what I am measuring. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to measure the bottom. Okay. So you're going to find the circumference. Circumference is the distance all the way around the circle. I'm going to show you using household items how to do this. And then you're going to find the diameter. The diameter is a straight line from the edge to the edge through the center. So this one would be pretty easy to find the diameter because the center is marked. But looking at my, oh no, that one's marked too. Not all circles are going to have a center marked. So keep that in mind. So once you find the circumference and the diameter, you're going to divide the circumference by the diameter. The reason that you are doing this is when you divide, there is a relationship between the circumference and the diameter of every single circle, and it is pi. Not the pie you eat, even though that sounds delicious. Pi, 3.14159258926. I don't remember. Either way, pi. It is a number represented all throughout math. You'll use it in geometry, you'll use it in algebra 2, you'll use it in and beyond. Okay. When you divide the circumference by the diameter, you should get a number pretty close to pi. It will not be exact. I do want you, whenever you divide the circumference by the diameter, I want you to round to the nearest 10,000th. So because 10,000 has 4 zeros in it, that's 4 decimal places. The reason this is, you won't have 3.1415 exactly. I'm going to guarantee you that. You will have in the ballpark of 3.1415. So keep that in mind. So my slide would have a picture of the cup and then the circle. I would name it. And I would say Mother's Day cup. And then I would have written the circumference, the diameter, and then the circumference divided by the diameter. That's the 3rd thing. And then the last thing is you're going to find the area. So the area of the circle is all this clear part. If you don't remember how to find the area of a circle, it is in 11.1 of your textbook. If not, you could also Google the area formula. So you would show me what you use to plug into the area formula. You need the radius, which is half the diameter. So you would show me that, and then you would plug it in and then say area equals whatever. So that's part 1. I will show you how to measure things using household items. Finding the circumference here, I also need to find the diameter of this circle. I can't mix and match. So again, if I find the circumference here, I would need to find the diameter of this circle as well. Okay, so that everything's consistent. So some options with measuring. The simplest one, which you may have at home, this is a fabric tape measure. If you do like home ec, or maybe your mom sews or quilts or something, you would have these. If not, I'm not saying you have to. An option if you don't want to leave the house. I think these are like $2 on Amazon. So it's option 1. This is the easiest option, but may not be the easiest accessible in your house. Option 2. I don't have a ruler at my house. Hopefully you do. If you don't, I would actually try Googling printable ruler, because Google has everything, and you could probably print a ruler. If not, just do the best you can. Maybe a tape measure. Maybe your dad has a tape measure for things around the house, or maybe for leveling like picture frames and stuff. Maybe just ask your parents what they have. So, that being said, let's say that you use a ruler or something that doesn't bend like this, okay? What you're going to do is you would want to find string. Now, this is actually yarn, but all of us have shoestrings or hoodie strings or some string. You know, again, if your mom sews, she's got thread. So something like this. So what you're going to do with that string is you're going to wrap it around your circular base so that you can measure the circumference. So you can see I've wrapped it around the bottom. So what you would do is you would kind of mark, okay, this is the circumference, which is crazy, isn't it? The circumference of the bottom, all of this. So then you would line this up from my finger to the end. I would line this up with a ruler or some sort of measuring. You want to be consistent in your measuring. So what I mean by consistent in measuring, you need to use the same measurement for both the circumference and the diameter. So if you use centimeters for the circumference, use centimeters in the diameter. If you use inches for the circumference, use inches in the diameter. So let's say your ruler only had inches. You would want to use inches. You don't want to round. So what that means is, let's say it was between 2 and 3. Do not round to 2 or 3. Do not round to a whole number. You would want to be as specific as possible. So these are in eighths. You could also do half, quarter, 3/4, things like that. 2/3, 1/3. Or what would be simpler would be use the centimeter side, which is teeny tiny. Rulers have a centimeter side, but again, if you're using like a speed stick or speed square, not speed stick, or a level or something like that, it might not have that. So I would use as small as possible, as small as measurement as possible. This you could do with a ruler. So all rulers start at 0. You start at 0 years old. You need to start at 0. Okay, and just do the best you can with measuring. Again, that was the inch side. If I used centimeters, I need to use centimeters again on the diameter. So in your PowerPoint or your video, your part 1 of your project is to do those 5 circular objects, okay? And measure them to circumference, diameter, circumference divided by diameter, and then find the area. So that's part 1. Part 2 really just deals with terms. We did this project at the beginning of the year, but you're not going to be printing anything out. So let's say my term was a circle. At the top it would say circle, and then somewhere on the page I would have the definition. A circle is the set of all points that is equal distant from 1 point, something like that. And then I would put the textbook page. After that, I would have a picture. This picture must have your face in it, enough of it for me to understand who it is. We did this project at the beginning of the year, and some people did this. I can't see anything. Some people did, like, literally this much of their face. I can't see anything. I need to see enough of your face to know that you're in the picture. So there's that. You need to be in the picture. You need to take the picture, or your mom or something. It just needs to be your picture. You can't get one from the internet. You can't get one from a book. You can't get one from a magazine. Do people read magazines? So, that being said, I found a circle in my house. There are the obvious circles. Circle, circle. But let's say your term was not very obvious. Some of them aren't going to be obvious in your picture. So like this. I found my hand sanitizer. We had this pre-pandemic. We are very clean in this household. Anyways, so let's say I took a picture with this, and it's not very obvious where the circle is. So what you can do is you can outline or maybe highlight the circle. So this is the circle, or maybe you could point it out with your finger. I mean, so there's that. What you cannot do is, oh look, a circle in real life. You can't draw it. The whole point is you're finding these shapes in real life. Obviously, a circle is going to be pretty simple to find, but some of them you're going to be using terms from this section. So like major arc of a circle, minor arc of a circle. You'll have to really be looking for them, okay? So you'll be graded like normally on accuracy, obviously, of the circumference, the diameter, the definitions, things like that. Following directions, making sure you have the definition from the textbook page number, that your face is in the picture, things like that. Making sure that the term is somehow, it's obvious what the term is in your picture. You can't use abbreviations or text talk or things like that. But I do want to encourage you guys to make this your own. This can be a PowerPoint or it can be a video like this. Whatever you want to do. Being creative would be fun at this point when you're all cooped up in your house and you're tired of, do people get tired of watching Netflix? I don't know. Or tired of doing, just sitting at the computer doing schoolwork all day. So this is like a good way to break out of that. If you have any questions about the project, please feel free to email me. If you want to run something by me, go ahead and do that. And I'm excited to see what you guys end up doing.